Welcome to this episode. Today, we're diving into a really interesting perspective on AI, one that challenges the usual narrative about AI failures.
Yeah, it's a fresh take. Most people think AI's problem is that it gives wrong answers, or it hallucinates, or it just doesn't get context. But what if the real problem isn't AI itself?
Exactly. What if the issue is how we approach AI? The idea here is that AI isn't failing us. We're often setting it up to fail by how we interact with it.
That's a powerful shift. Instead of blaming AI for useless outputs or inaccuracy, we need to ask, what exactly did we ask AI in the first place?
Right, and often the prompts are vague. Things like explain AI or write a report or give me ideas. Those are so broad that A, I can only guess what you want.
Which brings us to the classic principle, garbage in, garbage out. But with AI, it's more like unclear in, confidently wrong out.
Yeah, AI doesn't think like we do. It can't infer your intent fully or understand your context automatically. It just amplifies whatever input it gets, good or bad.
I like to think of AI as a high-powered amplifier. If you feed it a noisy, distorted signal, it just makes that noise louder. So if your prompt is unclear, the output will be confidently wrong, but still wrong.
And that's where the illusion of intelligence comes in. AI sounds fluent, it structures answers well, and it speaks confidently. But fluency doesn't mean understanding.
Exactly. People often assume that if it sounds right, it must be right. That's a cognitive trap, and it leads to overtrust and mistakes, especially when AI fabricates information.
So the real gap isn't AI's capability, it's human clarity. Most users skip the thinking step and jump straight to asking AI, which breaks the whole process.
That missing step, thinking before asking, is critical. You need to define exactly what you want, what outcome you expect, what constraints matter, and what format you need.
Without that, AI is basically guessing, and guessing rarely leads to great results.
The document gives a great example. A vague prompt like write a LinkedIn post about AI produces something generic. But if you think it through and say, write a LinkedIn post for project managers explaining one mistake in AI usage, include a strong hook and one actionable tip, the output is way more targeted and valuable.
Same AI, totally different results, all because of better human thinking and prompt design.
This really highlights the responsibility shift. AI isn't to blame for vague prompts or unclear goals. We own that. And that's actually empowering.
Because it means we can fix it. We can improve AI outcomes by improving our own thinking and how we structure prompts.
That's where the TAJ framework comes in. Think, ask, judge, accomplish.
Yeah, and notice that asking isn't the first step. Thinking is. You clarify your intent and goals first, then ask AI with precision.
And judging is just as important. You have to critically evaluate AI's output instead of accepting it blindly.
Without that, you risk taking flawed or irrelevant answers at face value.
So practically, what can listeners do right now? Pause before using AI. Ask yourself, what exactly do I want? What does success look like? What details matter?
Then ask AI with a clear prompt, evaluate the output critically, and act based on that evaluation.
This structured approach really improves the quality of AI interactions.
To wrap up, the key insight is that AI doesn't replace thinking, it exposes it.
Poor thinking leads to poor AI outputs. Good thinking unlocks AI's power.
In the next chapter, Thinking is the First Prompt, we'll dig even deeper into this primacy of human cognition in working with AI.
So if you take anything away today, it's this. Focus on your clarity and intentionality before you ask AI anything. That's where the real power lies.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Talk soon.